Well, hello. Today we're doing the 1951 Korean War movie Fixed Bayonets, directed by Samuel Fuller. Couldn't find a good trailer, so I just let it have the subtitles instead of the sound. Okay, it is 1951 and UN forces are retreating. The colonel in charge of a division needs a platoon to stay at a strategic pass to hold off the Chinese until the division can cross a river. The platoon digs in and plants a minefield. They also clear out a cave for them to stay in. Corporal Deno is a soldier reluctant to take command. He's also reluctant to kill someone. He was a former OCS candidate but flunked out because of this reluctance. Yet he's fourth in line to take command, which scares him. The platoon fights off probing attacks, trying to convince the enemy they're a full regiment. The lieutenant is the first to be killed by a sniper. Later on, the second in charge, a sergeant, is killed while rescuing a soldier. All these keep bringing Deno closer and closer to being a command. Finally, the third sergeant is also killed by a stray round. Then Deno has to step up, which he does quite admirably. He organizes the platoon for an ambush, just in time for a tank attacks them. He lures it into their pass, where it is taken out to form an effective barrier by blocking the pass. They then retreat to the river to cross it and hook up with their division. Deno proves himself to be a commander. Okay, this is a 1951 Korean War movie. It was filmed just as the war was going on, and it was done by Samuel Fuller, who did one previously called The Steel Helmet, and that was a really excellent movie. Sadly, it never got a good Blu-ray release, but I hope it does someday. This is a pretty good movie, too. It obviously stars Richard Basehart, who I remember most from the Admiral from that Irwin Allen series, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. And it has apparently a very brief cameo by James Dean, which was kind of his first acting. I missed it. He's so brief, I guess. And, you know, it has Sergeant Rock. I love that. I remember growing up as a kid reading Sergeant Rock comics, and so they had a Sergeant Rock even before I Ballista comic came about. Maybe he was based on it, I don't know. Anyway, this is a pretty good war movie. Obviously, you know, Samuel Fuller was a veteran of World War II, and I would say most of the actors were veterans, because it wasn't very far that the World War II ended when this was filmed. And it really shows you, why this was the greatest generation. You know, here are some guys. Obviously, you know, they got the short end of the stick. They were just landed because they were there. Hey, we need somebody. You're chosen. You get to stay behind. You know, there's no whining, no complaining. They all know the drill. That there's a slim chance of them getting out of this, but they do their duty. And I mean, you know, this is something I don't see modern men doing. You know, they can't even figure out their own gender. And yet, you know, our government wants us to go to all kinds of wars, you know, with Russia, China, who knows. And they're not really creating the men to fight them. So this is a pretty good movie. I mean, you know, it's basically the story of Corporal Dano, who's Richard Basehart, and his reluctance to take command. But, you know, he also, once he has to, he does resolutely, and he does it well. It's a fun little war movie. I recommend it. And, you know, you stuck with me this long? Well, thanks a lot. You're a unique individual.
Like ice. Look, Deno, I know you're a brave Joe. It took guts to go down there and get Lonergan, no matter what your personal reason was. But it takes more than guts to stay alive in this business. You've got to get over that big hump. There's 8 bullets in that clip. That means 8 dead Reds. I ain't asking you to use a clip to kill 8 men. I just want you to kill 1 man, even if you got to use the whole clip. But kill him! Get your tail down there.